2 Rise of the Witch King, on 2.02 version 8.3. We are on free-for-all battle on Tournament Hills, or rather as it called apparently in Rise of the Witch King, Hills of Eriador version 7. Hills of Eriador version 7, because why make things easier when you just can make things harder? It's 8-player maps and everyone is playing by themselves. We got Rainald playing as Dwarves, Goblin player Barliman, Isengard Glaurung, another Dwarf SULLA, yes, another Dwarf which is going to be Liquicity. It's not going to be Toxicity, it's going to be Liquicity. So he like to like definitely to drink something. We got Angmar player, which is Semar. Apparently I was playing in this replay as a Man of the West. We got another Man of the West. I'm going to butcher this nickname. SpichtigeM. Yeah, I butchered this. As a Man of the West. And it's 8-player mouse, but to be honest, I will be 100% fair with you. I watched this replay already, and what I learned that the most actions taking place in my base, it's going to be spoiler alert. So you're gonna take a look into my base for almost entirety of the replay. At the beginning we are going with infantry. Everything infantry, so for man player it's going to be swordsmen, beardmen, and archers, Gondor archers. And with running calls, everyone went for running call, except of course for goblin player who take the tunnel line that is not moving. One thing to be remember that on 1.0, 2.02 in Rise of the Witch King, every PowerPoint stack, so running call stack with any other PowerPoint that, for example, it's going to be team game, it's really important, but leadership for some reason also stack, but not with every hero. So we got to be really cautious and read those descriptions of the leaderships. Anyway, I taking care of my opponent, Man of the West, that is going to try to take down my farm. I took the outposts. There are outposts like in Tournament Hills because it is Tournament Hills. I don't know why some call it Hills of Eriador version 7. Dumbest name ever. We got a little skirmish with our Man of the West opponent. On the other side, Dwarf is doing a decent job taking care of goblins. For some reason, well, goblins got pretty decent setup with half-throw swordsmen, who are really decent against any infantry units that can be through at them, which is this player over there. Let's check the other players. We got Isengard player Glaurung, who is definitely trying his best to deal damage to SULLA, and SULLA creating a tower. I definitely like it. I mean, this tower will be useful useless for entire of the game.
These guardians are ready to fight.
Although they're being casually killed. Our another Liquicity dwarf player that is starting with barrack and a switch as fast as possible to forge works. Doesn't delay the wall up. Maybe it's going to be useful, or it's just a little bit of setup here. And this macro management is decent. We can see that guardians will be taken care of by fortress and those good number of warriors. On my side, as I said, there's lots of things that happen on my side. Maybe not at the beginning, but later on. So we most likely are going to stick with my perspective, or maybe not my perspective, but definitely my point of view on the game. As I made a couple of mistakes, actually a lot. When I rewatched this replay, I went for stables because I would like to take rid of those infantry units. My opponent haven't done it yet. On the other side, we got first hero. I heard him. He got to be somewhere over there. who are watching get away. Liquicity, so we were watching Liquicity. He got to a builder, or rather it was battle wagon. I thought it was some kind of hero. To make a little bit skirmish on my side for the outpost. I'm going to running around from the first minutes, it seems, with camera. And we got first battalion of knights. We're gonna heal up near the well. And, well, we're gonna crush a little bit the archers out. They're screaming at the moment. Running call has been used from both of us, and I don't think so we managed to do as much as I would like to, because they stuck, knights stuck when they're punching two battalions, they're not going through.
They'll crush us!
My builder is in danger, and he will not be able to get away in time. Pikes on the battlefield, also the heroic statue that gives you 33% of damage, armor, and 50% of experience. We got lonely tower, so we got a couple of more power points. Let's see our opponent, our main opponent at this point. He got the same amount of power points, but he chose heal. And this is something that I opposed at the beginning of the game, choosing heal for units. But it definitely useful if you need it. We got a lonely tower. It's like a little bit of setup here, and our goal here is to take down heroic statue, whatever it takes. He chose the rebuild, which is a good call, and he forced us to get away, which we did. On the other side, we can see that Angmar is taking care of the little camp of Dwarf. And Dwarf already upgraded Archer Range level 2 to get himself Man of Dale.
Archers standing
Over
by!
there, Dwarf is dealing decent damage to one's Isengard player, and it seems that King Brand is in the battlefield as well as Wars on level 3 at the moment with Courage. The battle wagon will be taken down. I think Solus is rather battlefield of 2 player, because he chose to upgrade his battle wagon with Man of Dale on top of them, and not the mana carry, which is more effective in Rise of the Witch King, just because you get really decent bonuses, Here we go again, take down the tower. We don't have any heroes yet, my opponent doesn't have heroes as well. He's taken care of by Dwarf that hasn't been fighting with anybody from the time being. He was able to take down, as we haven't saw, the Goblin player, and get himself 10 power points, so it wasn't like the greatest battle of all time if your opponent is taking care of in this patch and like tier 2 power points. It shouldn't happen. We got Eomer on the battlefield, I got Eomer on the battlefield, and the Banneker on the fortress to make my heroes be a little bit cheaper. Trebuch pretty decent, but I realize, okay, he's under attack for the dwarf, and I haven't stopped because I want to get away. I just stopped because I realized the dwarf will take care of him anyway, and my tower here is going to stay. Now let's think about other things. Let's think about the other side. Let's think about Dwarven player, for example. Because Dwarf got lots of mine shots and we need to take care of them. Dealing decent damage with spear throw, not enough to kill anything though. But he wasn't paying attention at this time, and this is why battle wagon been taken down. Dwarf still producing units, getting dwarven reaches really help him.
Rise up, men of Dale!
He got already King Dane and King Brand, because they're both kings at the moment. And he's going to finish my main opponent. So I got a little bit of free time, but as we can see, Angmar is here to take care about my space, and he's trying to create a mill. Well, I'm staying here, doing completely nothing. I'm just waiting for things to happen over there, which is may not be the greatest idea. I haven't got lots of resources as well. I'm healing near the wall. Our Dwarven opponent, which is over there, is going to struggle a bit with Angmar, but it seems that he's doing okay. Create more and more mine shafts. He haven't took back the outpost, but Angmar, it seems he is not going to bother him from the entirety of the game. I was trying to level up. Yomer is on level 4, so this is enough. He's going to outlaw leadership, which is important for Yomer as a hero. And Springer has been defeated. So Man of the West player that was over there, he decided to create a barrack. He has been defeated anyway. He decided to leave. So I'm now going to struggle with
I stand as the captain of Gondor.
I will brought myself another hero and upgrade the stable stone to archer range level 3 because I wanted to have the fire arrows and to get a little bit of resources over there. While finding you, most likely I'm going to take care about it. So
Protect me, soldiers of Rohan!
this is it. I hope that take care of okay. And he will. On the other side we got Angmar. Angmar completely he was doing completely nothing. I don't know why he doesn't move forward or retake the outpost. But let's back into the battlefield because actually, as we can see, no one is fighting. Dwarf is doing completely nothing, got nothing in mine shaft. Loris got level 5, but he got only 2 battalions. There is the battlefield, look at this. There is King Dane, King Brand, and there was heal used. Useless because I'm dealing more damage that this King Brand can take. And another wave, and this is going to happen more and more. Another wave of units, trying to deal damage, King Brand is down. You're trying to retreat. This is going to be costly retreat as I pick the pikes. Slam been used. I need to retreat with Boromir, and my knights are just trying to deal damage. It seems. I got to recreate a couple of units. Dwarf opponent got Man of Dale summon, which is tier 3 power. Horn of Gold used to get away, and Glaurung is following us. We got Aragorn on the battlefield, but he's only on level 1. Nothing else. Towers expansion is used, and Glaurung will be taken care of, I suppose. Here we go. Axe will make it. I mean, the spear will make it. And I need to retreat near the wall, but it's not it here. Let's check the other side. As we can see, for some reason Angmar is still defending himself. He's not attacking, he's still defending himself. I'm getting some power points. SULLA is still defending something. I don't know what he's doing. He got a little bit of units on the battlefield, but as we can see, he let Angmar live. So he's not attacking him at all. Like sending his lone hero to deal some damage is not the greatest idea. This Dwarven player got lots of archers, got lots of Men of Dale. He wasn't attacked even once by Angmar, so this is why he's allowed to do it. And let's back to my point of view. I used the rebuild on this farm. I think I was trying to save it to level up to level 3. And there is another wave. There is Gimli, for example. There is another wave. This is why we are looking only at my point of view and my fights with another dwarf, to be honest.
Can you lend me a hand over here? Guardians at the ready.
Now let's check with that.
I
He
speak
was
with the
trying
Witch
to
King's
through the
voice.
axe throw, but if you're running around with the units, he's not able to aim for you. And this is super weird.
A hillman spirit cannot be so easily
Okay,
crushed.
let's take a look at his Rainald, because this is what they're fighting against.
I need aid!
So he doesn't have heal yet, and I think he just realized that. I'm trampled those units around with upgrades, with Rohirrims. They are able to kill those units because they get leadership from Eomer, which is horse leadership, 53% of damage, 53% of armor, and this is enough to trample all those dwarf units. I went for upgrades. In the meantime, as you can see, Isengard's still doing completely nothing instead of losing units because he's preoccupied with this army over there. Our volley, let's see if it's going to hit. No, X button used by Liquicity. Really well done. And he's moving forward, dealing damage. There is nothing to stop him, as you can see. He can just through upgrade the Forge Works to level 2, get the catapult and deal damage towards the fortress. At this point, there is nothing that Isengard could do against this. He's just using heroes, and this is Morgoth's level 1, and YodA is on level 3. YodA is a support hero. You're not throwing him into the combat without units. And let's go back into the my point of view. So I'm still leveling up, still trying to do something. I missed the spearmans also. There is like a mistake that I made. I haven't used the entire army because there is a threat. This is a threat for me, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Brace your spears!
So Dwarf is losing, it seems. He got enough resources, I think. As we can know, there's SULLA, and here is Rainald. He got heal, rebuild, Dwarf Riches, and
I return to defend Dale.
But he's losing heroes are crazy. And this is super weird. And my mistake is that I haven't created a well like here, so I retreat to my fortress, I guess, to heal my units. So this dwarven player got a fun over there. So I brought Rohim Alliance. I'm going for the right over there to level up a little bit Aragorn. And I'm waiting for another wave, I guess. I don't know why it was just such a wait game for me. But maybe I was afraid that there would be a quick follow-up by Dwarven player. And he is pretty much well established, the most established out of every player except of course the other Dwarven player, to be honest. They got the most established bases, because they are not under attack at all. They are not allowing it to happen. And I back up because I want to save time for getting the upgrades in the marketplace. This is why I backed up and I destroy the farms. I'm trying to get away. I was looking at the clock. There will be another lonely tower. Maybe I'm going to use it. For me, it was long ago when I watched this. And I, to be honest, haven't upgraded anything. I get myself Gandalf, which is pretty costly. I don't have heal. I don't have lonely tower yet, but I have Rohirrim Alliance. And this is definitely a decent army with upgrades. Lots of pikes. He realized that I'm going for Rohirrims, I'm going for knights, so there got to be pikes. And he brought pikes with him. We'll see how it goes. As my opponent's partners are here, there's a heal, but Glaurung has been killed. And I think there we go. There should be a Wizard Blast. And there was a Wizard Blast. He wasn't able to deal that much damage with this wave, but there is another wave, and this is what I like against playing against this dwarf player, because this dwarf could definitely take down Agmar much faster. I was in constant pressure against with my dwarf opponent. He was attacking on the side with King Dan or King Brand. There were things going on, and as we can see here, they are fighting, but we already knew that
Men of Dale, it is time.
the Dwarven player is not going to go through and destroy the fortress, or maybe even if he's going to do it, his heroes are not well established or anything like that. And my opponent already got the upgrades, already trying to deal as much damage as possible. I'm trying to level up as much as possible. Is used I thought there would be tons of units over there, so this is why I haven't like rebuilt this farm. But then I realized when I was watching the replay, there was one battalion of Men of Day. And I should at this point rebuild the farm. There was almost no level 3. Anyway, I got upgrades. I got the marketplace. And King Dane has been killed. And I received 16 power points because of this. And while when you look at my opponents, SULLA got 10 at the moment. Rainald fighting a lot, so he got more power points than other players. But Liquicity, he got 2 tier 1 power points and Hobbit Lions. He's not really dealing damage towards his opponent.
Deploy!
And I really like what this Rainald was doing. He's consistent. He was trying to pressure me all the time. And it really works. He forced me, or rather I forced myself because of this, to stay and fight with him. Now, there is going to be a mistake that I made. Gandalf is going to retreat. Aragorn is going towards him. And as you can see, Atlas was available, and I haven't looked at it, and I punched it a little bit later, and I haven't healed the Gandalf. I was trying to retreat. In the meantime, this player has been defeated, and I used the bubble in order to save Gandalf, but bubble ran out and he was killed. When you use bubble, your hero is immune for a couple of seconds when damage, but it's really close. Anyway, as you can see, Liquicity was able at last take down the base of Angmar. He hasn't taken the outpost yet. Maybe he doesn't realize that it is under the Angmar possession. On the other side, still, Isengard base is still up and running, and SULLA doesn't have enough units and not really well established units to deal any kind of damage towards him.
I should never have left the Shire.
And we got another Gimli on level 1 because Rainald wasn't able to level up.
He's too much.
Gimli. He's now fighting with summoned Rohirrims. This is why he's not getting any level ups. And there is Gimli dead once again. I don't know why I retreat all my Rohirrims and Knights with Yomer to take care about one single half Kingsman, but no one knows. Then here we go back. We did a decent amount. We did some kind of damage towards Dwarven play at last, and we are going back. We don't have Gandalf, and we don't have vision from the entire map. We got already the Earthquake, and all the tier 1 power points, Lonely Tower 2 power points for ourselves. And if we can look at the power points,
Form up, phalanx!
except for Rainald, they've got 2 power points on level 2 and every power point on level 1, and Men of Dale and 10 power points, and Liquicity, they doesn't have even close the amount of power points that I possessed at this point of the game, because I was finding the most. We got Aragorn and Boromir out of position completely. We don't have any aid. I haven't created any units, which was a big mistake in my opinion.
It is too much for me.
And I think I haven't seen what's happening because I was preoccupied with Rohirrims, and Aragorn was killed at this point. So we got to retreat.
I have come back to complete my task.
Gandalf is back on the battlefield because, as you remember, he was killed. I could definitely punch Horn of Gondor over there, but I was definitely stalling those Rohirrims and dealing damage. And Horn of Gondor been used. As you can see, they are not stunned. So we got to retreat and wait for Aragorn to reappear. At the same time, Dwarf is going to attack us. And those two players are playing their little game here. as you can see, lots of men of day dealing towards the fortress. All the good stuff to possess. So Wormcom should dead. And we'll see, but I don't think so it's going to be enough. But as I said, let's skip into my point of view because there is happening a lot of things. We got King Brand, and Glaurung.
I will fight to the end!
Boromir low on health. I was forced to use heal. We don't have Aragorn on the bottom. He was used to the side. Lonely Tower as well. We got some units, but because of Cloudbreak, they haven't been moved. We got upgrades. We are trying to upgrade the fortress, and Boromir is completely out of position. I thought I should be nearby so we could at least provide leadership. We did a little bit of damage towards both those heroes, which was King Dane and Glaurung. We got undermined, and in this undermine there was nothing. He just punched this undermine to get my units out of position. In the back I was dealing decent amount of damage towards the farms that Dwarf possessed, and I need to get rid of those units. They're staying here, my guys, and I did it well. Now then, those heroes are very low in health, and I will definitely use Rohirrim to take care of them. Another Dwarven player, well, he's stoning, he's completely doing nothing at this point. The Dwarven player was able to take care of the Isengard at last.
I return to claim the throne of Gondor!
Aragorn is back on the battlefield. I got 15 power points already. And if you look at the other players, SULLA got a good amount of power points.
The phalanx will bring some order.
But except him and Rainald, because he's fighting all the time. Liquicity got only 2 power points of tier 2 and 1 power point of tier 3, which is Barrage. He doesn't have rebuild tier 1 power point. So as you can see, only I was fighting, to be honest. Like pretty decent amount of time. And here we go. I bought myself Tom Bombadil because after Tom Bombadil you can definitely go for something useful, more useful than this, like Cloudbreak. And Liquicity decided that he might go for the other Dwarven player, and I think he did. And Isengard is about to be killed here. There is still rules on the battlefield. He's dealing damage. This is super weird. But this is not a big threat. If he's going to take down Lewis, this army is going to be killed. Why on earth Sully got lots of men of there? This is beyond me. They don't make sense. I'm trying to deal some kind of damage towards my dwarven opponent that I'm struggling with and fighting with for a while. We're stoning this wagon, and I realized, okay, I will not be able to attack this fortress, so don't even try and waste my units. I think I could retreat, or rather build some workshop over there and create some catapults. Could be useful, but as I said, I made lots of mistakes in this matchup. Another well could be useful, so those rangers could heal near the well that I could create and throw. Another dwarf is still stoning, he's not attacking anyone. He's still waiting. He's now going towards... Why people put Gollum on the matchups, I don't know. But he's going with his entire army towards Gollum. And as you can see, Solo was using Barrage in order to deal more and more damage towards non-existent base of Isengard. I was forced to let this dwarf stay alive because I saw who's taking the ring, and I don't want Galadriel to be seen on the battlefield. So let's take a look at this point and the amount of power points that Liquicity possesses. So he got a barrage,
I need help.
Undermine, heal and Radical. Hobbit Alliance not available, while I will have Rohirrim Alliance and Lonely Tower available plus 15 power points. And pretty decent heroes. If you look at this, we got Gandalf level 6, Aragorn level 8, but my opponent got decent heroes also, and a huge army. And I haven't used my entire army at all. I left some units in the base in order to maybe protect myself, although I saw the almost entire map. This is what I saw. So I was okay, I knew what's coming. If I use the Horn of Gondor and Wizard Blast, well, I may be able to kill lots of them. But those heroes of Dwarves were pretty decent levels, and kept that stubborn pride. So here we go, taking care of the battle wagons. Use the sonic songs to take care about anything else, but the dwarf got a better idea. The dwarf was taking care of my Gandalf, he's going towards my heroes, and this is a way better idea that I should do at this point of the game. Because as you can see, Aragorn is still struggling to level up. I'm punching those heroes, knocking them down, poison, undermine, Lonely Tower man through here. I'm throwing everything. I'm throwing everything at the point. Give me low health. There is no heal. He'll been used already.
Help me here!
Aragorn low in health. He will use the Atlas. He'll try to get away. And Gimli has been killed. He was used by retreating with Aragorn at this point, trying to go for King Dane, another really useful hero at this point,
What's this?
as much as possible.
I think I'm hurt!
And you may say that I won the skirmish and it's not going to be a lie, but I lost quite a bit. I lost quite a bit in this skirmish. It wasn't me who was leveling up in this battle over here. I'm trying to retreat a couple of units, get as much damage as possible, and he was able to evacuate lots of units. At the same time, lots of heroes. At the same time,
it is time!
well, Rainald was attacking, we haven't saw this, but he was attacking the downside completely of the other dwarf, and he received the earthquake, and he used it on me. At the same time, I was trying to rebuild. I was forced to rebuild. As you heard, I lost Gandalf, I lost Boromir. But I knew that I need to deal damage. I saw that what Liquicity could do, and I was forced to deal as much damage as possible. I got stables on level 3 with Men of Dale horses to deal damage towards the mineshaft to destroy them faster. And here we go, another big
They have wounded me!
All those Rohirrims, all those knights, they got to get away if it's possible. Rohirrim's been taken down. The Lords is still struggling, still trying. As we can see, we got almost 20 power points once again, and we got 2 power points at level 3. It means that we are going for Army of the Dead. Aragorn, well in health. Well, we got to heal anyway, and we knew that we need to deal damage, we need to move forward, we need to destroy this player, because he got pretty decent heroes. But here goes Rainald, and he had pretty decent heroes too, right? And we need to protect ourselves. So we just going back into our base. Maybe
I come back in Denethor's name.
Boromir is back on the battlefield, so I was like, oh my god, great, we can at least use the Horn of Gondor.
I will use the ring for good.
But at the same time, Liquicity was able to create Galadriel. And this is like a downhill from now.
Tower guard standing by.
So here we go, we got our struggles. We cannot go for upgrades because blacksmith is not here. Horn of Gondor doesn't work on those banner carriers for some reason. But we take them down. Marketplace may be destroyed, but we are fighting on two fronts. Shouldn't happen. There are lots of pikes, we should retreat this army. But we are too preoccupied with this front because it's near my
Darkness is
base.
closing in on me.
And then I realized when Omer was about to die that there is a problem. We got ourselves Army of the Dead and we summoned them to deal with them, to force them to get away. We should move them towards my base. But I was trying to take down as fast as much heroes as possible. I was able to take down 2. I got rebuild ready, I haven't used it, which was a big mistake. I could definitely save the stables on level 3. Marketplace is back, and Galadriel is going back towards me, towards my base. Aragorn is in level 9 almost. Galadriel got to retreat for a bit.
The tower guard will defend Gondor.
And there we go. There is a Galadriel. And I cannot be preoccupied with Galadriel because I got this. I got this over there.
The forests of Gondor safe.
I cannot be preoccupied with Galadriel at the moment. And we can check here. As we can see, SULLA is not fighting with anybody. He's completely been used. Glaurung has been killed. And he's throwing everything at me at the moment. Everything he could, he's throwing at me. There are like tons of heroes. I was trying to do whatever. Now it's time to summon everything that we got available. I don't know
I
why
must repay the debts I owe to my enemies.
Eomar just reappear on the battlefield, which is cool. And as I said, summon everything that I was able to summon. I just use it before my fortress went down. I got enough resources to rebuild my fortress. So he's still fighting. He's still fighting on this side of the map. Like this dwarf is chilled out, doing completely nothing. This one is also not fighting. One thing that is fun in the Rise of the Witch King, the undermine that you may create gives you the resources as well as normal mineshaft. In Battlefield 2 it's not happening. And SULLA is still waiting. I don't know why he got all those Men of Day. He got pretty decent established heroes. And I'm going to make another mistake. I was so preoccupied with Galadriel that I haven't seen another heroes, to be honest. Aragorn hasn't been yet used the Blade Master, it doesn't matter at the moment he's using it, but then we see Wind. Gandalf will punch himself into the pikes, using health, he'll be forced to retreat. Look at this, I threw everything on Galadriel. Every axe throw, everything is through to just get rid of this hero. Which was a mistake. I should definitely go for Gimli and King Brand. All breakers should be used faster. But I thought the wind may kill them because it's true. It's going to kill the all breakers. Just to let you know. And Galadriel may want to kill them as well, as it's happening over there. So I'm just going to rebuild my fortress at the moment. as you can see, Rainald got more and more power points. He got all the tier 3 power points, which is Man of Dale, Alliance, Barrage and Cloudbreak. On top of it, he got 3 power points on level 2, which is Dwarven Reaches, Summon Hobbits and Undermite. And he's pushing forward, unscaled to be honest. Liquicity got 22 power points almost, but he got Galadriel that I shouldn't concentrate on. 2 power points on level 3, which is Barrage and Cloudbreak, 2 power points on level 2, Hobbit Alliance and Undermine, and 2 power points on level 1, Heal and Rainald. Well, I got different things, because I got almost all the power points, to be honest. Both the power points on tier 4, all the power points on tier 3, 2 power points on tier 2 and all the power points on tier 1. As you can see, I can pretty much bought all the power points at this point. So I was struggling, I got to say, I was struggling, I was making mistakes. I shouldn't concentrate on this lady. Barrage when used, heal, I was forced to use heal also. I just rebuilt my fortress, by the way.
They're coming straight for us!
And armor it for the upcoming attacks.
I will fight to the end!
I was trying to level up and down up to level 10.
They'll not
As
take
much
me!
as possible, as fast as possible, and I was trying to kill those heroes level up to level 10. Cloudbreak doesn't use because Stubborn Pride was here. This is why they haven't been stunned, but at least these 10 seconds heal for Boromir. Another hero went down. Level 10 Aragorn, as we saw before. There is a dwarven player that was most likely really scary.
I must have help!
Because of on a scale that no one attacks him from the entire game, as we saw. He was so good that he was able to push back everyone. So I pretty much got every power point. My dwarven opponent, which is Rainald, used all the power points that he possessed on me. Hobbit Alliance, Man of Dale, even Lonely Tower. That was everything. And I was about to face another dwarven opponent. Without the heal, without Army of the Dead, because I was forced to use it before. And I was facing 2 players at the same time. You can take a look at Liquicity's power points. So Liquicity working towards tier 4 power points. There is already a gimme that it's dealing damage towards Gandalf. Gandalf doesn't possess his Starry Light. And as you can see, Gandalf got to retreat. Aragorn will be able to take down Gimli. But he is low in health at the moment. He already used Blade Master. Fortress in danger. And now Liquicity just appeared to finish the job. Pretty much. Even Undermine was used. I mean, Rainald was this kind of player that he doesn't care about his own base. He just threw everything at your opponent. You know, I was trying to use Arrow Boy. That was the only thing that I possessed. I catch on the use Rangers, but you know, there's another thing that I have Hobbit Alliance. Natural Bright is here already.
Awaken, army of the dead! We'll never
Nice
see the Elder
sword,
again!
which is Awaken Army of the Dead. And he can destroy Army of the Dead with Shattered Hammer. Or whatever he wants to. Also with Galadriel, he used. I got no other powers. There is no way I would be able to do damage.
I must get to safety! My
A lot of
time
the
here
sword
has
is
ended.
a last resort. No more
I'm wounded!
useful powers to use. Even F was used on me, so I decided, okay, this is it. I'll not be able to do anything else. At the same time, Slows decided, okay, I'm going to attack Rainald, and while Rainald used all his power points on me, he wasn't able to protect himself on his heroes. And now we can see that SULLA and Liquicity, they're almost the same in terms of power points. But it's this dwarven player that possessed Almighty Galadriel. And SULLA doesn't care. He's just going for his Man of Day all the time. He hasn't been attacked once, his opponent, on this side of the map. Just to let you know. Autocast of Oil Cast is pretty decent thing, because you don't need to care about punching this E or L button over there. There is the last remaining building of Rainald. A decent amount of power points. He was fighting a lot. We were fighting a lot, as you saw from the entire game. And SULLA decided to go for a fortress expansion. While his entire hero army, you might call it, because it's an army when they are level up to level 9 and level 10s, is completely on the other side of the map. This dwarven player is ready, so Liquicity is definitely going towards his opponent in the near future. He doesn't have Earthquake though.
These guardians are ready to fight, baby.
So this Earthquake that was used was actually Rainald's Earthquake, so he used everything on me in order to get rid of me, while his other dwarven opponent SULLA attacks him. And he got nothing to protect himself with. It's like you're killing yourself. Super annoying and weird.
Pick up your bows, men!
And pretty much this is it. So Rainald has been defeated. SULLA realized, okay, I got no chance against Galadriel and the guy that is about to appear nearby. I threw down protection, but it's not going to work anyway. And the game has been done. So pretty much game been done when I was defeated, because Rainald used everything on me. And he got nothing to protect himself with. SULLA got pretty easy access to his base and he destroyed him. Just destroyed him. No opposition. Another dwarven player with Galadriel, Liquicity, just appear and destroy remains of my base as well. And this was it. That was completely it. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. It was the cast of Rise of the Witch King patch 2.2, and see you next time. Bye bye.